Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Wakakodash. And our understood apostle of JMS, and to the bishops, the elders, and all the sincere brethren that labor in the truth across the world, and to all the sincere brethren and sisters that listen to the truth. And I pray this lesson be another edifying lesson to the flocks. And whatever the Most High want to this message, let it be heard. And before we begin the lesson, I will introduce the true name of the Father, which is Yahweh, and the names mean He exists. And the true name of the Son is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, which means the Redeemer or the Deliverer. And it's only coming to it means people, which is the nation of Israel. And in today's Israel that identify them as the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans, who are scattered on all four corners of the world. And looks like they're the nations and also practice the custom of the other nations. And with that, that will be it for the introduction of the lesson. So today's lesson, the title is current. Let me see. Basically, the title is current event. Give me 1 second. Let me type that real quick. I know I had it. Yeah, it's basically current event of what's going on in the week and throughout the years in general. Actually, I should said. Let me put that real quick. That's the title of the lesson, current event. Yeah. So what are we? So what is one of the current event that we have? We have the army enlistment increase. That's one of the thing that's going on for the past week due to the Iran war, basically. And we got global lockdown 2.0 that's on its way. So similar to what happened 6 years ago, which is basically 2020 during the so-called during the pandemic, basically. And we got food shortage. That's one of the things. And we got a lot of job losses, basically, which is all biblical. All those things that's going on right now, and we got people complaining throughout the world of unrest, because the scriptures say, "When the righteous are in authority," I believe that's Proverbs 28. Let me see if I can. When the scripture say, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked are ruling, the people mourn." So that's the time we're living right now, man. So food shortage, which means famine, because what's causing that food shortage? People are losing their job. They don't got money. There's like natural food shortages, or there's no food around. And if you live in Babylon the Great or in any westernized society, that means a lot of people losing their jobs, so they have no way to provide for themselves, right? You see people that have paying jobs going to food pantries and they can't even have food. The food pantry will tell you, look, we don't have anything to feed people because everybody is there. Back then, used to be a so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos. That used to be at food pantries or low-income people. Now you got people that have a regular job, that have a regular house. You even have people that's in the military that go to the food pantries. And the global lockdown, because we see all disease and pestilence that's going on around the world. And we get the STD epidemic that's going around now in Babylon the Great due to the spring break. All those gonna cause chaos, and the army enlisted. Like I said earlier, due to World War III, armies because they have a lot of people, a lot of soldiers that's dying in that war in Iran, but they're not reporting it. They're reporting everything's going great, everything's going great. So now they wanna enlist people. Normally the age was 18 to 24. I believe they give 18 to 34. Now they extended to 42 now. So which means other people will be like, oh, I can't go to Highway to the army. I passed that age now. Now Esau don't care. And on top of that, I believe they also lifted the marijuana limitation. You know, sometimes if people have smoke marijuana, they can't make it. Now they waive it now. And also, if you were, I can't remember exactly the clip I was watching. Either like if you in the I forget. I think it say if you went to if you have a even if you have a record, you still uh, unlisted. I believe I can't remember exactly. So let's see what the scripture said, man. So I'm gonna get Joel 3 and 9. Because everything that's going on right now goes straight back to the scripture. Joel 3 and 9. And it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. So basically, say to the nations, basically, the other nations, basically, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. So basically, they're gonna get ready for war, wake up the mighty men. All the nation outside Babylon the Great is doing that. But when it comes to Babylon the Great, they're not used to war, man. A lot of people that are living in Babylon the Great, they're going to the army. They're not really going just to fight, because they know they're just gonna go there so they can get a benefit, so they can, so Esau can pay for the educations. So they don't want to go to war, man. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. So basically, let all the warriors get ready. Let them come up. So let basically let them get ready. Let go to basically the battlefield. Beat your plowshares into a sword. So basically, the Most High is telling them to beat their plowshare into a sword. So what a plowshare is basically things that are used for agriculture. A lot of those nations that's gonna fight Babylon the Great were once weak nations that was basically solely agriculture. We got China, any nation in the east now. Now the Most High build them up to the wicked level basically. And you're pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. So the Most High say, let the weak say I'm strong. Those nations who were once weak, now the Most High rise them up. So now to the point that they can say they strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen. So basically the Most High say, come quickly, all you heathens, and gather yourselves together. So the Most High say, gather yourselves together. Where are they going to gather themselves together? They're going to gather themselves together in the valley Yehoshaphat. Theater caused thy mighty ones to come down. So the Most High said, let your mighty one come down. O Lord, that's basically the heaven Father Yahweh. Let the heathen be awakening. So basically, let the nations come to arms. Basically, come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. So basically, come to the valley of Jehoshaphat. This is where we're gonna come. So that's where. So the reason they enlisted the troops, because right now, the war with Iran is going crazy right now. A lot of people are dying. A lot of U.S. soldiers are dying, but they're not reporting it. So right now they waiving the enlisting age to 42 now. So eventually, if people don't want to go to war, they're just gonna start drafting people. So a lot of these people that's going to war with them, they're just gonna go there just basically to die. To be honest with you, they ain't coming back. So the Most High is getting everybody ready to the final war, which is gonna happen in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which basically is judgment. The Most High is gonna judge all nations over there. For there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. So the Most High is gonna sit and judge all the nations, including some wicked jakes too, because we know there's gonna be jakes that's gonna fight over there, that's gonna die hard for this wicked ass kingdom. So all those people that's gonna get unlisted, that's exactly where they're gonna go. So next time I'm gonna read is basically global lockdown 2.0 basically. And right now we've seen the situation that's going on in the airport, and a lot of jakes and people in general that's living in Babylon, they're not taking it very serious. It was like, well, it should that should be illegal. ICE is on the airport. Why? People fail to realize there's a reason behind it. And a lot of people be like, why would ICE be working on an airport? And I'm not gonna say I can guarantee you what's gonna happen is they're just getting people ready mentally. You got ICE patrolling the street, grabbing jakes left and right, and now you put them in the airport. Those same people, man, they have no experience in working as a TSA agent, but they're not there for that anyway. They don't even care about that. They most likely use them as a checkpoint agent. When the lockdown came in, if you control the airport, that's really like a international transportation system. So basically, you can block the airport. Next thing they're gonna say, people in the supermarket are not working. They're gonna be in the supermarket, and they're gonna the police are not doing their job. They're gonna put them in the street. They're gonna put them everywhere. So they're getting ready for the system to collapse. Once the system is collapsed, they have the right people in the right position for it. I know all those people. You got mayor, you got people complaining. Oh, we want our cities back. We want things to be back to normal. People have been saying the same thing for the past 6 years. When are you guys gonna understand the world you once knew is over? Since 2020, that normal. I remember they used to say, "Oh, that's the new." I remember when COVID hit, they used to say, "This is the new normal." There's no going back to the old world. The last time we were in the so-called normal world, that was 2019. After 2019, even 2019, the world was already changing. I remember early 2019, and 2020 was officially, hey, there is no new normal. So let's see what the time that we're entering right now. I'm gonna read Second Ezra 15 and 16, which says, um, Second Ezra 15, and I should say 17. 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. So basically, a man's gonna desire to go into another city but not gonna be able to. Why? Because there's gonna be lockdown, there's gonna be martial law. They're gonna require certain passes to go, which is basically the MOTB. If you do not have the MOTB, the thing is you won't be able to enter the building. Which the time that we come right now, man, due to the gas prices, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. And um, people, that's causing people, because a lot of people, if you live in Babylon the Great, 99% of the time you work to the next town over. Your job a lot of time is like 14, 20 miles away from your house. You can drive from there. A lot of people right now can't even fill up their food or the gas tank. Some people are putting $20. Like I have a car. I remember when nearly 6 years ago, I used to pay. I have a small car, $13 to fill up my gas, and $13 became 25 dollars. Now I put, if I'm filling up my car, that's like close to $35, and I don't even have a car. And then people that's literally filling up their gas tank with $100. So if you work 20 miles away, or also I got friends that work like a job like an hour away, you can drive back and forth. I put gas in my car like last Tuesday, and by Friday my gas was low, and the gas normally lasts me a week or sometimes 6 days. So now the gas barely lasts you 3 4 days, because they dilute those gas too, basically, man. So basically, the time that we're entering right now, man, since we're gonna have the lockdown, so that's gonna be that's gonna cause chaos. So next one I'm gonna read is food shortage. So I'm gonna go on Matthew 24 and 7, if I'm correct. Yep, and it says, "For nation shall rise against nations." So that's the time we're living. Nations are rising against nations, kingdom against kingdom. So a kingdom, all the powerful nations like Russia, China, U.S., the European nations, those are major kingdoms. They're rising against one another. And there shall be famines and pestilence. So right now there's famines. People losing their jobs, or places are getting bombed so they can't feed their people. And pestilence. So there's pestilence going on left and right, which is disease, man-made disease, and natural disease as well. And earthquakes in the first place. There's chaos everywhere. Every time you turn on the news, you see earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, all sort of things like you. So all sort of things that you heard of happening at once. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. All this chaos are just the beginning of sorrows. This is nothing yet. This is just like a beginning. You know, when you're fighting, that's like the warm up. That's the filling out process. This is nothing yet. So that's it for the lesson, man. I pray that's another edifying lesson to the flocks. And with the Most High want to hear this message, let it be heard. And with that, I like to say, Shalom.